بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم.
Good morning, class 8. Here, as we have studied unit number 7 in the previous classes. In unit number 7, we studied about the matrices. We had studied exercise number 7.1, 7.2, and 7.3. Now we are starting a new unit, next unit, which is included in your syllabus. That is unit number 6, algebraic sentences. The unit number 6 is known as algebraic sentences, and it is on page number 142. We are starting from exercise number 6.3. What we have to do here, what algebraic sentences are. Algebraic sentences, the word sentences here means that we are talking about the statements. We are having 3 types of sentences in mathematics, as sentence is a word of English. But in mathematics, we are having 3 types of sentences. You can say that 3 types of statements do we have: true, false, and open. You can say true sentence. Which one is known as the true sentence, false sentence, and open sentence? Like if I am writing here 4 plus 5 is equal to 9. What I will say it is true, because 4, after adding 4 and 5 we get 9. So what it is known as a true sentence. Same as if we have 7 minus 2 is equals to 3. 7 minus 2 is equal to 3. What it is? It will be said that it is a false statement, because 7 minus 2 is equals to 5. But here what we are having here 7 minus 2 is equals to 3, which is not true. So what it is known as, it will be considered as false sentence. Okay, true sentence and false sentence. And in case if we are having a question, seven plus, I have made a box here, means there is a question mark that what should be added by 7, we get 12, means there is a value which is unknown, which is not present. We have to find a value to write here. Okay, so a question, a sentence, a statement in which we are having some unknown values are known as an open sentence. What are these known as? These are known as an open sentence if we are having one unknown in a question, unknown value, unknown variable, and something else. If we have to find something in a question, it is known as an open statement. So here we are having all the questions are related to the open sentences. That in these type of exercises we are having a question to find the solution set. What we have to find out? We have to find out the solution set. Solution set means what? Solution set means that in all the questions we are having a variable. You can say an alphabet. In all the questions we are having a variable, alphabets or A, B, C, D, X, Y, Z, and we have to find the value of that variable. What we have to do? We have to find out the value of that variable, and in different exercises we are having different ways, different methods. One by one we will do all the exercise. In exercise 6.3 we are having a question in which we are using the radical sign. You can say this one. It is known as an square root. It is known as a square root, but we say this as a radical also. This sign is also known as radical. Okay, so an equation, as we have studied about the sentences, all the statements or all the sentences which are having n is equal to sign. The equations or the statements which are having is equal to sign are known as an equations. But these are known as equations. All the sentences or the statements which are having is equal to sign are known as an equations, and an equation which is having one or more than one radical signs. An equation involving one or more than one radical sign is known as an radical equation. What these are known as? These are known as radical equations. Okay, is it clear to you that a statement which is having an is equal to sign is known as an equation, and the equation which is having or which involves one or more than one radical sign is known as a radical equation. We are having in all the exercise 6.3 all the equations are radical equations. We are having a radical sign in the question and we have to solve it. As how do we solve it? As we know that root is going to be cancelled by root is always cancelled by taking a square. Whenever we have to remove a root, we take a square. So what we have to do here, we have to remove our radical sign in the question, and after that we will find the value of the variable that is given. But before that we have to check. We have to check the equation that is there any value out of the radical sign or not in a question. For example, if we have to find out the value, I will see my left hand side is equal to sign, it is equal to sign, and on the left hand side there is not any value out of the radical sign. In case if we are having a value present out of the radical sign, then what we have to do, we will shift that value to the opposite side of equality. Okay, but for this question you can see that there is not any value out of the radical sign. So what we will do, we will directly remove the radical sign. And how do we remove it? How do we cancel the root? We can take the square. After taking the square on both sides, the root will be cancelled. So, solution, we will write down 4x minus 5 is equals to under root 3x plus 7. Taking square on both sides. What we have to do? Taking square on both sides. Okay. After taking the square, what we will get? 4x minus 5. Taking a square means having a whole square is equals to root of 3x plus 7 having a whole square. Now this square root will be cancelled and this square root will also be cancelled. Now what left here after removing the radical sign, what we will get? It is 4x minus 5 is equals to 3x plus 7. As after removing the radical sign, what we have to do, we have to find the value of the variable. The variable here is x. So how do we find out it? We have to keep all the values which are having a variable on one side and remaining on the other hand. Like 4x minus 3x, this 3x will shift here is equals to 7 and this minus 5 will shift to the opposite side, will become plus 5. Minus 5 will turn into plus 5 and then 4x minus 3x plus minus 4 minus 3 will be 1, x is equals to 7 plus 5 will be equal to 12. So what is the value of x? Value of x is equals to 12. But come to the question. What it is saying? Find the solution set of the following equations. We have to find out the solution set that we have to find out here. Right? And then also verify the answer. Whatever the answer you are getting, you have to verify it. Whether you have got the right answer or not. Verification will give you the correct answer. You can judge your question easily by verification that have we got the right answer or not. Okay. So what we have to do here, and in your copies and you will do the solution after this one. After getting your answer, you will put the heading verification. Then we will write down the question again. Okay, after adding the heading verification, we have to write down the question here, that is 4x minus 5 is equals to 3x plus 7. And then what we have to do after adding question, what we have to do, we have to put the value of x, which is 12. Okay, we have to put the value of x, that is 12. Here we will put the value 4 bracket, in place of x we will write down 12 minus 5 is equals to 3. X is equals to what? X is equals to 12 plus 7. Then we have to open the bracket by multiplying 12 and 4. 12 fours are 48. Then minus 5 is equals to 12 threes are 36 plus 7. Now do subtraction. Here we are having a minus sign, here we are having a plus sign. So 48 minus 5 will be equals to 43 under root 43, and here 36 plus 7 will be equal to again 43. You have to check the answers on both of the sides of equality. If you are getting the same answer, if you are getting the same value on both sides, it means that the answer was correct. Okay, so here you will write down hence verified, and then you will write down solution set is equals to, whenever we will write down the answer as a solution set, we write down our answer in the form of bracket, means we will make a curly bracket and then we will write down the answers that we have got. Okay, the solution set is equals to bracket 12, right? See another question. We are having, see question number 4, under root y upon 3 minus 2 is equal to 3. As I have told you that before removing a radical sign, but we have to check our left hand side, that is there any value out of the radical sign or not. So in this question you can see we are having two values which are present out of the radical sign. It is minus 2 and 3. So what, one by one we will shift the values to the opposite side, then we will remove the root. But like for this question, what we will shift first? Whether we will shift minus 2 or 3, which value will be shifted first? What is the condition? If we are having two types of questions, if it is written like this, root of y upon 3 minus 2, or in case if it is written like this one, root of y minus 2 upon 3. You can see the difference in these two questions, these two type of things. Here you can see that this minus 2 is a separate value. Okay, means 3 is a part of root y. 3 is divided by root y. Okay, and here 3 is dividing the whole value. Which value we will shift first? It depends on which one is a separate value. Okay, the value which is separate will be shifted first. Then we will go to the next value. As here we are having minus 2, so we will shift minus 2 first on the left hand side, right hand side, then we will come to 3. But for this question, root y minus 2, it is a whole value which is divided by 3, means 3 is an individual part, and we will shift 3 first. Okay, so you have to keep the difference in your mind, that where we have to do what, in what way we have to shift the values, because a little bit mistake will change your answer. Okay, so Here what we have to do, we will shift first minus to under root y upon 3 is equals to 3 plus 2. This minus 2 will turn into plus 2. 3 plus 2 will be equals to 5. And then we will shift this 3. 3 is dividing here. When we will shift it, it will be multiplied. So, root of 5 is equals to 5 multiplied by 3. 5 3s are 15. What do we get? 5 3s are 15 under root y. Now what we have to do? We have to remove this radical sign. And how do we remove the root? We take a square. So, we can remove the radical sign. Taking square on both sides. Taking square on both sides. So, here under root y having a whole square is equals to 15 square. Here square by root will be cancelled and then we will get just only y is equals to 15 square is equals to what? 15 square is equals to 225. This is the value of y. Now what we have to do? We have to verify the answer, that what do we get after putting 225 in the question. Are we getting the right answer or not? So here we will put the heading verification. We will write down the question again, that is under root y upon 3 minus 2 is equal to 3. What do you have to do? You can shift. You can write down y is equal to what? Y is equal to 225. So we will write down the value of y. 225 upon 3 minus 2 is equal to 3. 225, as we know that you can simply take the root of 225 which is equals to 15 and we can convert 225 into 15 as well. Okay. Square. Okay, divided by 3 minus 2 is equals to 3. Here square by root will be cancelled and then what we get? 15 upon 3 minus 2 is equal to 3. 3 ones are 3, 3 5s are 15. Here we will get 5 minus 2 is equals to 3 and then 5 minus 2 is equals to 3. H is equals to again. Have we got the right answer? We are having 3 is equals to 3 which is correct. So here we will write down hence verified. Okay. And then what is the solution set? The solution set is 225. See question number 5. We are having under root 4y plus 2 plus 13 divided by 6 is equals to 2. As I have told you from the previous question that we have to take a value, we will shift the value which is a part of the question or not. 6 is dividing here. When we will shift to opposite side, it will be multiplied by 2. Under root 4y plus 2 plus 13 is equals to 2 multiplied by 6. 2 6 are 12. Here we are getting 2 6 are 12. Under root 4y plus 2 plus 13. Now next what we have to do? We have to shift 13 to the opposite side. Here it is adding, means plus 13 will turn into minus 13. 12 minus 13 will be equals to minus 1. Now next what we will do, always remember that if we are having a negative value at the opposite side of equality, when we have to remove the radical sign. And how do we remove the radical sign? We take a square on both sides. But under root of negative values does not exist. It is a rule, so you have to keep this thing in your mind that if we are having a minus sign, a minus value or negative value on the other hand of equality, then we will not take a square. We will not solve it further. We just simply write down the answer as a negative, you can say empty set. But how do we write down? We will write down solution set is equals to is an empty set. We will not solve onward for the negative values because negative values, the root of negative values does not exist. So you have to keep this point in your mind that whenever we are having a question, when we are having a point or the step at which we have to take a square, we have to remove the radical sign, and the other value, the opposite side is having a negative value. We will not solve it further. We will stop the question at its point and we will write down the answer as a solution set. No need to do the further solution, no need to do the verification, okay, because you will not get the right answer. Why do we not get the right answer? Because root of negative values does not exist. If we are having a negative value, we will not solve it, okay. You are having exercise number 6.3 in which you are having 9 questions. In all the questions you have to do the solution plus their verification. Do all the questions in your copies must maintain title page for unit number 6 before starting. Then you do the work, okay. Till the next class, Allah Hafiz.